How you doing, everybody? I'm Stately. This is City Skylines. Welcome to the fair town of Good Intentions, where we are having some metro issues today. A while ago, I built a new metro line. It's a nice metro line. Goes all the way over here. Goes over the road, all the way down here to our transit hub, which you may have seen in the time lapse I posted this weekend. I'm rather pleased with how it turned out. But the problem is, this station here, patently unsuitable as a transfer station. It doesn't have enough capacity. It's only 2 rails, so let's take a look inside. You'll see that we have trains lined up all the way back to here, and that's obviously an issue. So we're going to have to replace this subway station with one that has 4 tracks, and that's unfortunate because I like this design. But, you know, there's nothing we can do about it. Practical considerations have to outweigh aesthetic considerations. So long. Alas. And we will go ahead and probably have to delete a few subway lines as well so that we can get everything to fit back in. So we'll go ahead and take out these to here and these all the way back to here. No, we'll go all the way back to here actually. And now we'll put in a more appropriate subway station. Let's see what's on offer. So we have Metropolitan Depot, the standard metro station. Dual island platform sounds good to me. We don't need to put this at an angle or anything. We can just pop it down right here. And then we'll go ahead and connect everything up. Underground, please. Thank you. Try to get this stuff to snap properly. There we go. And then here we need to go around the corner and connect to that. It's actually kind of a tight corner. But that should work, hopefully. That doesn't technically have to be 4 tracks, but I guess it's also not a huge issue if it is. And now we have a bunch of broken subway lines, and fixing these things is decidedly non-trivial, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete the lines that are now incomplete, and then we'll remake them. Okay, why do you have to be like this? Bear with me a sec while I work out which lines are which. Oh, they're both light blue. So the 3 and the 5, right? The number 1 line is... Where's the number 1 line? Okay, that's the line that connects Funky Town. That's not the line we're looking for. And the number 4 line is the line that connects Asylum Mount. Okay, so we're going to take down the number 1 line. No. The number 3 and number 5. Done. And now we can go ahead and put in new ones. So we will just maintain the same setup. I don't want to change anything in the way this line is set up. We'll have a line going all the way from here to, let's say, the outermost line here. That one. Then down to here. Oh, this is unfortunate because I had a setup here that worked and now I don't, so I might have to rearrange some lines. Let's see. try that one. And we'll do the same thing here. Put it there. There. And complete the line there. And then we'll do the second line, which is much simpler. It just goes from here. Hello. To here. And we'll take this station. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, I need to maybe move this one. Not you. So I'm trying to have these lines not cross if at all possible, is kind of the point here. But that's proving challenging. Hello, can I select the thing, please? Why are you being so difficult? Okay, we're going to move this one up here. And we'll move the purple one down here. That way they'll be... See, now there are no lines crossing here. We do have lines crossing here. If we can move the purple one out, I guess we can't because it's just decided it wants to use that line and we don't have any say in the matter. Why is it giving me the blinkies? Did I accidentally make a subway line that shouldn't exist? Subway lines that shouldn't exist. 7 and 8 here. What's going on? That's the number 7 line, and it's acting like it's incomplete, but it doesn't look incomplete to me. Oh, the joys of city skylining. Maybe I just accidentally created a second line. No? It's still saying I have an incomplete line here. Maybe I accidentally created a third line. Let's just delete that too. And I think I've deleted one too many subway lines because I'm pretty sure I used to have 4. So it's not these guys. These guys are fine. But I did delete the line to Funky Town. That's going to make people sad, so let's go ahead and put it back. It's another simple 2-stop line. It goes from there to here. And then back to here. Just like that. Okay, one more thing we need to look at. We have lines crossing here. We don't want that. But how do we avoid it? We avoid it by moving this line over here. Hold on. We avoid it by moving this line here. And this line here. Check it out. Okay, no more crossing lines. That means no more delays. I mean this, but that's kind of unavoidable. I did try to make a bypass at one point, but I couldn't convince the actual line to follow the bypass. It was just taking the shortest route. So, you know, whatever. It is what it is. While I'm here, just want to fill this in a little bit. This is not something I can fix. It bugs me, but there's not much I can do about it. And let's see what we got going on here. This is suddenly very boring. It doesn't look nearly as nice without that subway station. But, you know, it's fine for now. We'll do some decorating in this area. We still have kind of a blank area here that we can work with at some point. but I think for now that should solve it. And we'll let everything get up to speed, and then in a little bit we'll swing by and check in on it, see if everything's running again. Okay, let's get back to work on what we were working on yesterday. That's these two areas here, our new high-density residential area and our somewhat less new industrial area. And for the industrial area, I found some new assets. I like the design of this gate, but look at the size. You can literally run a truck through the windows of this thing. And that's just too much. So, sorry, like I said, nice design, just can't make it work. But I did find some other content that I might be able to use here. That's not it, though. Let's see, security, checkpoint, was it this? No, it is not the security pole barrier. Guardhouse, here, guard building. This is vastly more appropriate. How do we want this set up? Do we want it like facing outwards like this? On the corner? That doesn't look great. I kind of want to have this side facing forward. We'll do something like this, I think. And hopefully that'll merge nicely. How's that look? That's pretty good. And then we need a separate boom gate model called a boom lift. There, boom. Anarchy me. We'll put that right there. Okay, that's vastly more appropriate. Let's not block the sidewalk with it, though. My thing here is the fencing. I don't want the fencing to like connect in an odd fashion. But I think maybe what we'll do is we'll delete some of this fencing and we'll put it down slightly differently. Keep this the way it is, but we'll go like really? I can't go shorter than that? That's irksome. I'd like to just put it here. There. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we can put something here to kind of fill in the space. I think maybe a dumpster would be appropriate. I know I have a couple of dumpsters. Which way is this supposed to face? Like that. There we go. That's better. Again, I liked that other building. I have no problems with the building other than the fact that it just doesn't scale properly. It was 4 stories tall in spite of the fact that it's supposed to be a shack, and that's a problem. I'm trying to see if I have any other stuff that I can put down here that'll improve the look, but I've done this before and come up empty-handed. Another academic report. Recycled tours. Okay. That's adorable. So we're good here for now. Alright, let's move back to Stately Estate, where this thing's getting a reasonable number of tourists. That's good. We put down some trees here, so this area looks nice. I rezoned these, but apparently I didn't. So let's go ahead and do that. These are obviously not supposed to be low-density houses. There we go. We should get some nice high density there. Yeah, we've already got some abandonment up by the water side. Not a huge deal. It'll clear up. Let's fix this. Slightly bigger brush, perhaps. See that little dot I'm chasing? It just it just doesn't go away. There's always one little section that isn't right. All right, whatever. It's whatever. It is whatever. Okay, let's do some gravel here. Really liking the gravel as a alternative to the grass and the pavement. Makes these industrial areas look more industrial, don't you know? There we go. All right, so we got this little area here. Oh, let's check our city services. That might be a good place for any city services we might need. We have a medical clinic over here, and I don't think we need more. Although maybe we might want to move that a little more central. Excuse me. Health hasn't really been much of a concern, though, so I'm not too worried. Healthcare availability is very high compared to the number of sick citizens that we have. It's just not an issue. How about a sauna? We could have... Maybe we could have like a fitness area here. We could have a sauna and maybe some basketball courts or something. That might be kind of fun. So we've got a fair amount of space. We could put in a little central road here. We'll take something like this. Snappy, snappy time. And then see if we can get a parallel to that down to right about here. That looks pretty good to me. And we'll start with that sauna. We'll put that over here, perhaps. And we can put that here. And I think I have a tennis club. Oh yeah, that's great. That'll work just fine here. Do we have any kind of pools? I have some pools, but they're not... Here, community pool, that's perfect. That'll go right next to the sauna here. So that gives us actually a pretty nice little area. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Also, I'm not sure I want this this industrial area to rebuild, so hold on a sec. Let's turn this into a through road. All right, turn off the snapping and force this to not be a bridge. Ugh, it's being stubborn. Close enough. It's not a perfect angle, but it's a good enough angle. And now we can zone the rest. What shall we have here? Shall we have some little shops? I think that's probably the best way to fill this in here. And up front here, what else do we have? We got a basketball court. I can put that on the corner here. There we go. This is a neat looking little recreational slash fitness area. Now, how shall we distinguish this. I think maybe we'll put hedges around it to kind of set it off from the rest of the area. Give a little visual indication that it's its own separate thing. And we'll take the smaller hedges for this. Down here. Now we can go all the way up here to say here, and then voila. Not too bad, right? Straighten that out. Should we have some trails or something in here? I feel like there's room for something cool here. But maybe what we'll do is we'll put in just a couple of small commercial things and hope they fill up into like a convenience store or something like that. But we'll mark them as historical as soon as they're done building, so we don't end up with anything that's too big for its britches, so to speak. Yeah. Oh, hold on. You know what we can do? Is this area zoned? This area is part of this zone, but we could make it a zone unto itself if we... That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to de-zone, actually. Just this little area here, not this area. We can keep that zoned. Just like that. But this right here, we'll make it into a separate zone. And that zone fit fem, man, that doesn't sound right, does it? Healthy hole, there we go. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. I don't know, do we need anything zoning-wise here? Recycling plastic is always good, I guess, but what I'm mostly going for here is the commercial health food designation. That should turn those commercial buildings into something more appropriate for a fitness area. I think that'll work out just fine and dandy. Alright, some decor. We'll put in some nice trees, and when in doubt, I always just use the pine trees, because they're kind of native to this area. Like that. We'll put some vegetation underneath them. And Vegeta. I'm from Vegeta. There we go. Cool. We got a nice little fitness area. And these commercial buildings, let's see what they come in as. See? Soy and lentils. Exactly what we were going for. Great. Very nice. And that will increase land value around here as well. Which, let's check in on our land value. See how things are going. Yeah, that's already pretty good for the reasons I don't quite understand. This area here seems to be by far the more valuable. Probably just because it has a lot of water around it. And people really like living there. But this whole area is pretty good. Not as good as some of my older areas. I mean, this is some of the very first stuff we built here. Haven't looked at it in forever. Maybe I should, because there's a lot of room for improvement here. Okay, I overdid that just a tad. Let's take a slightly smaller brush and green this section up so that the trees make a little more sense. Something like that. But the land values look pretty good. We haven't checked in on traffic in a long time either, so let's see if we have any new choke points that we need to worry about. Asylum Mount is doing just fine. There's a couple of blinkies here and there, but nothing too serious. What do we got going on here? It's showing red, and there's obviously a good amount of traffic here, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a huge issue. It's, yeah, it's traffic turning into our agricultural area here, which I'm pleased to report is now actually functioning properly. I don't think we need to worry about this right this second. This is full. Let's start emptying it. Nothing serious going on here. This is a little weird. What is this? It's like they're going around something. Is there anything strange going on here? If not, I'm simply going to force everybody to stay in their lane here. There was a shift code for that, wasn't it? Shift S? Yes, Shift S. Shift S means go straight, you blithering idiots. And go straight, you blithering idiots seems to be exactly the command they needed. So, excellent. I'm going to go ahead and call that solved. Easy peasy. Still kind of heavy here, but, you know, it's under control. It's not a massive deal. Okay, Skylines. Sure, that section of parking lot right there is a problem. I will take your word for it. Okay, our downtown hub here says it's red, but it's not too bad. Look at all these people at the metro station, though. That's been red forever. Standard operating procedure. And this intersection, you know, it's kind of as nice as I could make it. And in fairness, traffic is absolutely flowing. But it's still showing red. Not a cause for concern. This, again, it's moving. People having to yield here is obviously a bit of an issue. Just making sure that nobody's trying to go straight. No, it's all legit traffic. And then Squirrel Grove. Let's see how traffic in Squirrel Grove is looking. Do we have any issues here that are cause for concern? Not really. Check out our bus lines because Coleridge Park here, which needs a different name. Didn't I rename this? The Huff and Puff grounds. All right, why not? Okay, these are now the Huff and Puff grounds. Oh, great. I got a I got a Tesla parking lot there. I'm going to turn this into a historical building because I don't want any huge commercial buildings here. And I'm going to bulldoze this and let it fill in, hopefully with something better. And once it's done, we'll turn that into a monument as well so that it doesn't change. What'll it be? Don't be another soy and lentil shop. There's only so many soy and lentil shops you can have on one street. It's a soy and lentil shop. Try again. Maybe I need to change the size of the zoning because it looks like we're going to get the same thing again. Here. We'll do a 3x3 and hopefully get something a little more interesting. Yes, I'm being picky and a little neurotic. This is from the workshop, and I like it, but there are no tennis players. See, we got people playing basketball here. Granted, they're playing one-on-one, but they're still playing basketball. Here, tennis? Nobody plays tennis anymore. All right, well, nothing's growing now, so we'll check in on that later. This is nice. You know what I want to do, though? This right here, our ferry harbor, it would make much more sense if that were over here by our transit terminal, wouldn't it? I'm wondering if maybe we can put it here. Maybe we can put a little harbor here. That way madness lies because, you know, flooding and disaster and despair. But it is very tempting to take a stab at it, isn't it? I think maybe we're going to have to move this cemetery. I kind of like the way it ended up sitting down here, but the location itself would almost be perfect for the terminal. And I can't move this unless I empty it. So we're going to have to postpone that just a little bit. And I think that's like half of our death care capacity in this area. So let's go ahead and double check that. Yeah, I'm down to just a crematorium here, so we're going to have to put down something that people can die in. I have the large crematorium. I have a couple of cemeteries. Could I like put a cemetery back here? It's not like the dead are going to complain about the noise, right? I kind of want to avoid putting stuff like this directly onto through roads if it can at all be avoided, but I think under the circumstances we can just have a cemetery here and it'll be fine. See, it fits in snugly. There's no problems there at all. This area here is kind of meant to be offices eventually. As you can see, I don't have a lot of industrial demand right now, which is what handles offices. So I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Let's clutter this up a little bit. A couple piles of dirt maybe will just kind of spread this stuff out. There are other areas like this that could also benefit from a bit of detailing, so what I'll do is I'll take a couple of different props and I'll put a few different versions of them all around here. So pile of dirt, we have some recycling containers, if I'm not mistaken, we can put down. Yeah, like these. Maybe we'll put one. Well, these kind of need to be roadside, don't they? There, and we could also put one down here. Come on, rotate. Rotate like your life depended on it. That's pretty good. A couple of dumpsters. Who doesn't like dumpsters? Get our prop and tree anarchy on, though. Who knows what goes on in dumpster behind the down and out burger, right? Can't quite get it to rotate right. There we go. Close enough. And what else? What else do we have that we can slap down here? What is this? A children's paddle car. Probably from the traffic park. Oh, there was one other thing. I downloaded a very small fire station that I thought would be appropriate for the... power grid here. Whee! And he's off. He's already got a place to go. Great, that's perfect. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh. That's new. Did the game kerplode? Did my simulation break? This is a problem. This is a problem. I think maybe what we can do here is turn this loop into a one-way. Are these people using the parking lot to get around? I got a lot of people doing a lot of really dumb things here. Okay, all right. Let's see if we can get them to stop doing dumb things. Here, we'll start by disabling left turns here. I gotta kill the simulation for a second while I do this. Hello? You go there. You go straight. Or turn right. You... I don't know, we can't really force them to turn right, can we? Because then they have to get on the freeway, and there's no easy turnaround at the freeway. But just disabling left turns there should help, and people can loop around pretty easily. So hopefully that won't be too much of an issue, and it'll solve some of this. A little bit. I mean, it's definitely less chaotic coming into town. But there's still a lot of people trying to get on that freeway. What do you think? Roundabout? There's not really room for a roundabout, and I don't want to go tearing down too much stuff to make a roundabout. So I'm thinking maybe we let it be. Just detailing a little bit while I contemplate what to do here. That looks fine and dandy, and we can do the same thing over here. Put a little fence right behind the recycling containers there. That makes it a little more well-contained. I don't know, man. I feel like it does need a roundabout, but there's not really room for it. We got a lot of traffic coming into town here, too. This used to be the problem. We'd have a lot of traffic coming in here, and then I put in this exit and banned trucks here, and now I'm getting all the traffic here. So maybe what we do is we'd ban private cars here. So we'd ban trucks here, ban private cars here, and see how it goes, right? Let's give it a go. Our vehicle restrictions, here we go. And we... Really? That's not the one I'm looking for. Unless the interface changed, but this is odd. Has that changed? Apply vehicle. Yeah, but I don't see where I can... Oh, okay. All right, I just wasn't zoomed in far enough. No personal vehicles here. And then we can hit this, right? Yeah. Let's see if that does the trick. It'll probably cause traffic here to become a little heavier, but it looks like this area is more capable of coping with that kind of traffic. Do we have a lot of flashing skulls here? No, not really. And what just went bankrupt here? Nothing to worry about. Although this guy also doesn't have enough customers. I mean, enough employees. Not much to be done about it. It kind of is what it is. Okay. More brush size. Thank you. And just filling in the grass where there shouldn't be grass. I'm not saying there shouldn't be grass anywhere. This is probably a good example of a place there shouldn't be, though. As a matter of fact, this might be a nice place for a little plaza. We can put down a couple of kiosks. Like a newsstand on the corner. Put that right here. And then we can put... Do we have like a hot dog cart? No. But we do have a popcorn cart. And what is this? Cotton candy. Alright, fine. Have some hot dogs and popcorn and cotton candy here. A couple of tables. Just a table, thank you. These guys look appropriate. That's not much, but it makes it a little more interesting. Cool. I think the things are coming along pretty nicely here. Our high-density residential area is clearly doing well. I love the way these buildings look on the corner here. These guys here, a little bland. Let's see if we have any like sports decals that we can pop down here. I know we have like a basketball court. I think there's a jeu de boule court in here somewhere. Tennis court. I mean, even a little thing like this helps make the area look a little less bland. And we have some smallish curbs here that maybe we can use to put down some trees. Like that. And we'll just do whatever we think is nice. Of course, what I think is nice might not be what you think is nice. So I'll leave your final discretion up to you, because what other choice do I have? A little bit more gravel here, I think. Yeah, just like that. Isn't this a nice little neighborhood? I'd love to live here, even though this thing seems to have gone out of business. And my auto bulldozer doesn't seem to be properly bulldozering. What's going on here? Oh, another Tesla charging station. They don't really work for some reason. I have a mod which deletes parking spots that are built into buildings, and in that one case, that one building, it basically renders the building useless. It is what it is. You know what I've been thinking? We have a lot of things we haven't used. But the interesting one that we haven't used is, it's not going to fit. Shoot. I was thinking that this right here would be a beautiful place. Man, I'm popular today. Everybody keeps trying to call me. Should know better. I don't answer my phone. Who does these days? I was thinking that this would be a beautiful place for a blimp station, so we could have like blimp tours over to the zoo and to Fort Fortley, but there's not really any room. That's slightly unfortunate. So this area here, let's fill this area in just a little bit. We'll use a regular road because that's what we've been using so far. Turn on the snaps, and tell you what we'll do is we'll run it here, and then we'll curve down into this, and that gives us some potential waterside real estate that will be pretty valuable, and it also might give us a place for that blimp station. Let's take a look. This is not something that's likely to be terribly popular. We could get it in here if we redo the road just a little bit. So I think that's a decent place for it too. You can easily walk from the station to get there. Dude, where are you going? You're not allowed to drive there. You're definitely not allowed to use it as a turnaround. I don't know, man. These guys don't seem to understand the idea of footpaths very well. Yeah. Anyway, I might be able to do something with the traffic tool to fix that. I'll look into that at some point. Okay. Let's go ahead and put a nice straight section in here. A nice straight section, he said. There, right? That's a straight line? I hope that's a straight line. Check it out. Perfect. Well, not quite perfect. I think that's actually a little scary. Okay, let's raise this up. I think that is probably the best way to go here. We'll tag this, this, and this, and we'll move it all up until it's a little more horizontal. Oh, right, this guy too. Wait for me, guys! There. Yeah, that's good. And now we can just run a straight road from here to here. Look at that. These trees. I'm pretty sure these trees aren't supposed to be here. I'll leave that one because it actually fits. But the other ones definitely have to go. And now, let's see, do we... Right now, if people get off the public transit, they have to walk all the way around to get here. So I'm thinking maybe we can squeeze in a small combined foot and bicycle path here. Or maybe just a footpath. We don't need to have bicycle paths everywhere. Probably just this one, right? And we'll run it from here. We're going to have to turn all the snaps off for this. And probably have to turn the anarchy on. It doesn't want to go. Why not? I don't know. Let's see if we can do it in 2 parts. If this doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. It's just something that... It's being really stubborn. Let's try it from the other side. Start. I can't get anything there. It's something to do with the metro. That's a bummer. But it's not the end of the world. It's a bit of a walk, but it's not a huge walk. And we need another one. We need another blimp station. So let's start with, say, hold on a sec. What do we got here? Blimp stop, blimp depot path. Oh, this is the depot. This isn't the stop. This isn't supposed to be here. This needs to be somewhere out of the way-ish. How about here? Tell you what, this is not an area that's going to get any traffic. The depot itself is not a place where the tourists actually go. So let's run a little road back here, and we'll kind of nestle the depot away. Now, did I? Yeah, I'm still moving it. Okay. Ugh, I gotta turn the anarchy off. Otherwise, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life deleting unwanted trees manually. Now, the ones around the back are fine, but there is a bit of a problem there. Okay, you can have water. And since this is all kind of an industrial area, I guess we'll use this as an excuse to put down a few more industrial power lines. Last episode, I was trying to work out how to get lines coming out of the substation here, and you know, there's not really anywhere to go, and there's not a whole lot of space for lines, so any old excuse will do just fine, I think. And this is also potentially a good place for some other city services later on. We could put down, we could even put down a garbage dump. Speaking of which, this one's full. So let's start emptying it and take a quick look at the garbage facilities here. We don't have a lot. We do not have a lot of garbage facilities for what is effectively becoming a pretty big neighborhood now. So I think we're going to have to put down a new incinerator somewhere. I didn't really leave myself much room here, so not the perfect place. Okay, so I didn't move it, I just built another one. I am a smart man. Yes, and now let's do the actual blimp stop, which is this guy. And this guy is smaller and can go, perfect, there. Okay, when I say perfect, I mean not that perfect. Can I manually move this? I don't think it would stop working if I did this, so there. Normally I don't do that with ploppables, but under the circumstances. Can we make the tree here go away, please? Thank you. That's a perfect place for it. Look at that. Okay, so we want we got some abandonment going on in the industrial zone here. That seems to be par for the course. And this guy isn't getting enough paper, which is odd because I have all of this paper stuff going on here. We want the blimp to stop here. We want a direct connection to Zubumafu, which is our most elaborate park. No, this one. Yeah? There we go, just like that. What do you mean you're not connected to a road? Do you not snap to this? Oh, it's not connected to a blimp network, okay. And let's go ahead and get a blimp line going. So there's two things we need to do here. We need to make the actual line. First step is to connect this to here, and we'll kind of just go in reasonably straight lines like that. And then we need to connect this to this. And honestly, that seems fine to me. But it's still saying it has no connections. So I'm wondering if It doesn't like snapping to my parking road. If so, what do? Okay, first of all, let's delete it. That, delete that too. And let's see, if we can't put it up against this, we could put a road, we could put a separate road up for it, I suppose. That shouldn't be too hard. We'll take a standard road and we'll go like that. And then we'll put our blimp depot right here. That seems just fine to me. Let's lower the road a little bit, flatten stuff out. Like so. And then we'll just, can we put a tiny little connector road here? Ho-ho! Little bit of a slowdown there. I thought for a moment it had crashed. Yeah, no. It is possible to go too far with the Road Anarchy mod. It might be better if I connected it over here. Just like that. Okay, now we can set up that line. Fine, whatever. It didn't go away. So there we go, and then we'll start a line here, run it over to here, and run it back. This is, kind of a vanity thing. And there's our first blimp coming in. We need to have a quick look at the path. We got 2. I don't think I want more than probably 1 blimp here. We'll start with 1. Is this the blimp? Yeah. No. What is this? Monorail. Ferry? No. Tourist lines? Huh. It's not here. Oh, blimp lines, there it is. And we're going to cut the funding down to 1 blimp. And if we end up with 1 million people here waiting for the blimp, we'll have more, but I don't know if we need to anticipate that. So let's make sure that this blimp is not going to crash into any buildings or, Oh, it's not going to crash into anything because it just despawned. This is our only blimp. Follow that bad boy. Follow that blimp! This is very restful. I think I'd like to explore my town by blimp. Look at our FPS at the top left there. 11. The sad part is that's actually pretty good for City Skylines. Okay, it doesn't seem to have too much trouble navigating our downtown area. I like blimps. That looks a little wild. I'd be a little terrified if I were in that, going around that corner like that. And down it comes. Beautiful. Let's see how many people are going to be on it. I'm guessing it's going to be full. Or 0. One or the other. Looks like we're sticking with 0. 1. We got 1 passenger. Gonna have the trip of his life. And shoot. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Okay, well, we can fix that. Can you fix it? Yes, we can. We will simply run the line over here to... Hold on, let's delete some lines and then... Gotta be careful with this. It's probably pretty easy to accidentally delete something underneath the lines if I'm not careful. There we go. And now we'll go over the slightly lower section here. Put in a little turn like that. Now I probably don't have any lines anymore. Well, let's delete it. I don't know if there's an easy way to like update lines that have gone kerplo. But personally, I find that it's almost always easier to delete the damn thing and be done with it. Just make a new one. Okay, so now we have a workable blimp line that will hopefully not knock into any giant towers along the way. Let's go ahead and get the funding for that sorted. We'll just leave one blimp in the sky for now. Although we do have 15 people waiting here, so that's good. I mean, if it turns out to be popular, I'll add more blimps, but for now, it's kind of a vanity project. So I don't want to go too overboard with it. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for today, I think. Our blimp is returning to depot. Do we have any working blimps right now? Come on, show me a blimp, guys. I want to see a blimp. Well, I have been assured that there will be blimps. And we're already going a little long here, so I'll have to... Oh, see, there's a blimp. I was going to say I'll have to provide the evidence later, but let's go ahead and make sure this guy is not going to crash into anything along the way. The first-person view doesn't really work on blimps. Fair enough. Let's just track the guy and see how many passengers he's going to get. Looks like 0. 5. That's not too bad. And he doesn't go over any high buildings anymore, so we should be just fine. Excellent! All right, folks, that's going to do it for me for today. Thank you all once again for tuning in. We got a death wave going on over there, so tomorrow, cemeteries. But for today, thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time. Peace out.